Whispers for Libra.
Hello, beautiful Libra soul. You may not fully realize it yet, but something powerful is stirring beneath the surface of your life. The universe has been quietly rearranging circumstances, planting seeds, and preparing you for a divine shift in your professional path. This isn't just another week or month, this is the opening of a new chapter that holds more potential than you've ever experienced before. Can you feel it? That subtle restlessness in your chest, the desire for more, the longing for purpose. These are not coincidences. They are signals from your higher self, responding to the energetic currents that are aligning in your favor. The cosmic winds are changing direction, and they are blowing you straight toward new opportunities, hidden breakthroughs, and doors you didn't even know existed. It's no longer about chasing success, it's about being ready to receive what's been divinely orchestrated for you. Your career is not just about titles or paychecks anymore. It's about alignment, soul fulfillment, and becoming who you were always meant to be. The universe is about to deliver a message, an encounter, or an opening that changes everything, but only if you're listening. So, take a deep breath, Libra. Open your heart. Quiet your doubts. Because this moment has been written in the stars, and it's calling your name. Let's explore the cosmic blueprint that is unfolding just for you and uncover the career destiny that's already headed your way. Something extraordinary is happening in the sky, Libra, and it's not by chance that you're feeling this inner nudge towards something more. Right now, the stars are aligning in a rare and powerful way, and you are the center of that alignment. The recent conjunction of Jupiter, the planet of expansion and abundance, with Venus, your ruling planet of love, beauty, and harmony, is taking place in your 10th house, the house of career, legacy, and public recognition. This cosmic alignment is not subtle. It's loud in energy, soft in delivery, but massive in impact. It brings blessings to your professional life, lights up your natural talents, and makes you magnetically visible to the right people, the right places, and the right paths. It's like the universe has turned on a spotlight and said, "Look here, Libra is ready." You're being supported not only by external opportunities but by divine timing itself. And because Venus is involved, this isn't just about productivity. It's about meaningful work that aligns with your core values, your need for beauty and balance, and your soul's higher calling. For some, this may look like a new role, a promotion, or unexpected recognition. For others, it might be the courage to pivot, to finally start the project, the brand, the mission you've dreamed of for years. Mercury's influence is also sharpening your communication, while the moon softens your emotional responses and brings intuitive clarity. You might suddenly know what you want, and more importantly, what no longer serves you. This is your moment, Libra, not to push or chase, but to align, receive, and rise. Everything in your chart is whispering, "You're ready now." So, as the cosmic tides roll in with energy, don't fight the flow, trust it. You are stepping into a new version of yourself, one that isn't just working to survive, but called to lead, to inspire, and to make an impact in the way only a Libra can, with grace, balance, and divine wisdom. Libra, before the universe delivers a breakthrough, it often sends whispers, quiet nudges, gentle signs, and subtle shifts that only the soul can recognize. These signs rarely come with flashing lights or obvious labels. Instead, they appear in the form of repeated thoughts you can't shake, invitations that seem random but oddly timed, or dreams that linger longer than usual. Have you noticed certain numbers showing up repeatedly, like 1111, 222, or even 1010? These are not coincidences, they are energetic signals from the divine that a new beginning is forming. Perhaps someone recently mentioned a job opportunity or a project that made your heart skip. That, too, is a breadcrumb on your path. You may have felt increasingly disconnected from your current role, like something's off even though everything looks fine on the surface. That inner discontent isn't failure, it's preparation. Some Libras have even experienced sudden disruptions, a contract ending, a plan falling through, or a delay that feels frustrating. But beneath those perceived setbacks is redirection, the kind that leads you away from what's no longer aligned and toward what is. You may have been pulled to explore a new skill, hobby, or passion without knowing why. That's your intuition guiding you before logic can explain it. Pay attention to those intuitive sparks. They often arrive before your reality catches up. The universe rarely shouts, it prefers to whisper through patterns, synchronicities, and heart pulls. This is why awareness is your superpower right now. Take note of who's entering your life, what opportunities are arriving unexpectedly, or what thoughts keep recurring when you're alone. These are not background noise, they're sacred signposts pointing to your next elevation. When you begin to see them not as random, but as guidance, your life begins to align. So pause, Libra. Reflect on what has been quietly unfolding around you. The signs have always been there, you're just finally ready to see them. Libra, one of the most powerful truths about transformation is that it doesn't begin with external change, it begins within you. And lately, whether you've acknowledged it or not, something inside you has shifted. You've started questioning things you once accepted without resistance. Tasks that used to feel tolerable now feel draining. Spaces that once felt safe now feel too small. That's not you being ungrateful, it's your soul signaling that you're outgrowing the version of yourself that settled for good enough. This quiet discomfort isn't a flaw. It's a sacred stirring, a divine preparation for something more aligned with who you're becoming. The universe doesn't plant desire in your heart unless it's meant to be fulfilled. And the fact that you're even watching this right now means you're already halfway there. You're awakening. You're noticing the imbalance between what you do and what you desire. You're craving not just stability, but significance, the kind of career that nourishes both your spirit and your purpose. You're realizing that success isn't about climbing a ladder you never chose, it's about building something that reflects your light. Readiness doesn't always look like confidence. Sometimes, it looks like being tired of playing small. Sometimes, it looks like sitting in silence and hearing your intuition whisper, it's time. And even if you still feel scared or uncertain, that's okay. Courage isn't the absence of fear, it's the willingness to move despite it. You don't need to have every step figured out. You just need to admit that you're ready for more. That you're worthy of more. And that the version of you who's been hiding, hesitating, or second-guessing, she's not weak. She's just been waiting for the right moment to rise. Libra, this is that moment. Not because everything's perfect, but because you're finally aligned with what your soul has been asking for all along. You don't need permission. The shift has already begun. Now that the inner shift has taken place, Libra, it's time to align that internal readiness with external action, not through force, but through flow. The energy surrounding you right now is fertile, magnetic, and alive with potential, but it requires your willingness to meet it halfway. Start small but with intention. Dust off your resume or portfolio and update it to reflect not just your skills, but your soul. Make space, emotionally, digitally, even physically, for new opportunities to arrive. Clear out the old job alerts, unfollow what no longer aligns, and begin searching with fresh eyes and open energy. Don't underestimate the power of reaching out to people from your past, a former colleague, a mentor, a friend you've lost touch with. Often, the next door opens through a relationship, not a resume. Be visible, attend an event, post something vulnerable but inspired, or simply express your truth in spaces where it can be heard. And while you're doing the outer work, don't neglect the inner work. Mirror affirmations are potent right now. Look into your eyes and say, I am ready for aligned success, or opportunities that match my energy are on their way to me now. Every word you speak becomes part of the vibration you emit, and right now, your words are spells. If you're offered a new project or role that stretches you, take it. Even if it feels unfamiliar. Especially if it feels unfamiliar. This is not the season for shrinking into old comfort zones. It's the season for stepping into divine discomfort, the kind that signals growth. And if you're not sure what step to take next, follow the energy. Where do you feel excited, alive, or quietly curious? That's your soul pointing the way. This is your moment to act, not perfectly, but purposefully. The door is open. Walk through it. Libra, your greatest gift isn't just what you do, it's how you connect. In a world racing for attention, you create presence. Where others chase opportunities, you attract them through authentic relationships. And right now, that superpower is your secret key. The universe is placing people in your path who hold the next piece of your puzzle, a contact, a conversation, a collaboration that shifts everything. But you must be open to receiving it. This is the time to step out of isolation and into alignment with the collective energy. Attend events, both in person and online, even if it's just to listen and observe. Reach out to someone whose work you admire. Reconnect with an old friend or colleague without expectation. Start genuine conversations, not transactions. Libras. Thrive in connection, you don't need to sell yourself, your energy does the talking. Trust that your natural charm, emotional intelligence, and diplomacy are already opening doors behind the scenes. And don't forget that your presence online is also a form of connection. Share a story, a reflection, or a lesson learned. Vulnerability is your magnet right now. Someone is watching, reading, noticing. Someone is waiting for someone like you to show up. Whether it's a creative collaborator, a business partner, or a future employer, your soul-aligned tribe is closer than you think. But energy must move to attract energy. So move gently, gracefully, but intentionally. Set an intention before every interaction. May I attract only what supports my highest path. And don't be discouraged if responses are slow at first. Energetic seeds take time to grow. Keep showing up with sincerity, and the right opportunities will find you. In the garden of your career, Libra, your relationships are the sunlight. Nurture them. Celebrate them. And allow them to guide you toward the breakthroughs you're already destined for. Libra, one of the most sacred lessons of this season is this: the opportunity you've been praying for may arrive wearing a disguise. It might not look like your dream job, your ideal title, or your 5-year plan, and yet, it may be the very portal to everything your soul has been calling in. This is the time to release rigid expectations and expand your vision. The universe works in curves, not straight lines, and often, your highest path unfolds through detours that initially seem inconvenient or confusing. You may be offered a role that feels beneath your experience, yet leads you to the exact people you're meant to meet. You may be nudged toward a creative project that seems small, but unlocks a new passion that reshapes your entire career. Or you may feel a sudden desire to pivot completely toward coaching, art, healing, design, writing, something that's always been part of you, waiting patiently to be chosen. These are not distractions. These are invitations. And if you listen closely, you'll realize the universe isn't trying to confuse you, it's trying to guide you without the interference of ego. Sometimes, the answer shows up softly so that only your intuition can hear it. So tune in. Ask yourself not, does this make sense on paper, but rather, does this make my spirit feel alive? Let your curiosity be your compass. Follow the energy, even when it doesn't come with a guarantee. And remember, your soul came here to create, to harmonize, to inspire, not to fit neatly into boxes designed by others. Trust that even a side project, a hobby, or a random invitation could be the thread that pulls your destiny closer. Say yes to the unexpected. Say yes to the unfamiliar. And most importantly, say yes to yourself even when you're stepping into the unknown. Libra, your greatest gift isn't just what you do, it's how you connect. In a world racing for attention, you create presence. Where others chase opportunities, you attract them through authentic relationships. And right now, that superpower is your secret key. The universe is placing people in your path who hold the next piece of your puzzle, a contact, a conversation, a collaboration that shifts everything. But you must be open to receiving it. This is the time to step out of isolation and into alignment with the collective energy. Attend events, both in person and online, even if it's just to listen and observe. Reach out to someone whose work you admire. Reconnect with an old friend or colleague without expectation. Start genuine conversations, not transactions. Libras. Thrive in connection, you don't need to sell yourself, your energy does the talking. Trust that your natural charm, emotional intelligence, and diplomacy are already opening doors behind the scenes. And don't forget that your presence online is also a form of connection. Share a story, a reflection, or a lesson learned. Vulnerability is your magnet right now. Someone is watching, reading, noticing. Someone is waiting for someone like you to show up. Whether it's a creative collaborator, a business partner, or a future employer, your soul-aligned tribe is closer than you think. But energy must move to attract energy. So move, gently, gracefully, but intentionally. Set an intention before every interaction. May I attract only what supports my highest path. And don't be discouraged if responses are slow at first. Energetic seeds take time to grow. Keep showing up with sincerity, and the right opportunities will find you. In the garden of your career, Libra, your relationships are the sunlight. Nurture them. Celebrate them. And allow them to guide you toward the breakthroughs you're already destined for. Sometimes the most powerful proof that something is possible is seeing someone just like you do it first. And Libra, you're not alone on this journey. Many before you have felt the same restlessness, the same doubt, the same quiet yearning for more, and chose to follow the flow instead of the fear. Take, for example, a Libra who spent years in a traditional office job, always excelling, always praised, yet quietly unfulfilled. One day, she was let go unexpectedly. What seemed like a loss was actually divine redirection. She finally pursued her passion for interior design, something she had only explored in her spare time, and within a year, she built a thriving business rooted in harmony, beauty, and balance, everything that made her a true Libra. Or consider the story of a young Libra man who ignored every nudge from the universe, afraid to leave the safety of his corporate career. But when he finally listened to that inner voice and accepted a freelance opportunity that aligned with his soul, it led to global collaborations and the creative freedom he had long craved. These stories aren't about luck, they're about alignment, timing, and courage. They remind you that your natural Libra traits, diplomacy, creativity, grace, and fairness, are not soft skills, they are superpowers when channeled into the right environment. What each of these Libras had in common wasn't a clear roadmap, it was trust. Trust in their inner knowing. Trust in the timing of life. Trust in the idea that their desire for more wasn't selfish, it was sacred. And Libra, the same is true for you. You don't have to know how it will all unfold. You just have to honor the call. Because when you say yes to your alignment, the universe responds with yes after yes after yes. The question is, will you be next? Libra, if you've made it this far, it means something inside you already knows this is more than just a career shift. This is a sacred turning point. The stars are not just predicting your rise, they are co-creating it with you. You've seen the signs, felt the shifts, heard the whispers, and now, the question is no longer if things will change, but how ready you are to say yes when they do. This journey you're on isn't about hustling for worth. It's about remembering that your presence is already powerful, your energy already enough, your path already worthy of success. You were not made to stay hidden, to play small, or to silence your dreams in the name of comfort. You were made to shine with balance, to lead with heart, and to rise in a way that reflects your soul's truth. Everything you've learned, every setback, every moment of doubt, it's all been preparing you for this unfolding. And yes, it might feel scary. Yes, the unknown always does. But fear is not your enemy, it's just the shadow of your potential calling you forward. So take the leap, Libra. Say yes to the opportunity, even if your voice shakes. Say yes to becoming the version of yourself who no longer waits for permission. The universe is not neutral right now, it is conspiring in your favor. You're next. Step doesn't have to be loud or perfect, it just has to be real. As you move forward, carry this with you: I am worthy of a career that reflects my light. And if this message resonated with your soul, don't keep it to yourself, share it with another Libra who may need this reminder. Subscribe to this space where your growth, healing, and cosmic truth are always honored. Because this moment, Libra, this surge of energy, this invitation into something bigger, it was never random. It's been waiting for you to believe you're ready. And now you are.